All right, welcome back to the Lavatory Podcast. I have an amazing guest today. David Dilin is in the bathroom. David, how are you feeling?
I'm chilling. How about yourself?
I am doing pretty good, man. I know this is probably not what you expected. It actually is a bathroom that I use, brush my teeth, and all that kind of stuff. But I appreciate you coming and making the time for me, man.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you had an amazing performance at the Temecula Promenade Mall. We did an event for men's mental health. And me and my wife both agree that you had the best set. You know, that's not shade towards anybody else, but we were like, oh yeah, this guy's legit. So I just knew I had to get you on immediately. How are you feeling after that performance?
Well, first off, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. And anytime I get a chance to perform, it's a blessing. I really enjoy being on stage and just sharing my message and getting out there and interacting with people. So
now you had some songs out there that were absolute bangers. I had used your song Bahamas to make the video that we have up on the page right now. And listening through some of your lyrics, I heard some interesting facts that I guess I needed a fact check. Okay. I think in one of your songs you had mentioned that you speak 5 languages.
Oh, dang, did I say that? No, I like to study languages. So I've studied like maybe close to 20, just on and off for different reasons. But I maintain fluency with English and Spanish, certain level of fluency with Korean, a little bit of French, learning Russian, Japanese. So just, all over the place. I've delved in other ones too, but.
Wow. Okay. So what is your background makeup of like your ethnicity? Like, are you part Hispanic or?
No. So I grew up here in America, just black. I did a one of those DNA tests, and I got certain results back. Yeah, I just wanted to know. I think a lot of us Black Americans, we don't know. We know Africa, but that's it. Like there were 54 countries in Africa. So, you never really know. So my first results had come back and it had like Nigerian, Sierra Leonean, Kenyan, and like Irish, which I always assumed Irish because my last name's an Irish last name. I have like random red hairs in my beard, but yeah, so it was interesting to see. Yeah.
Now, with those languages, what kind of inspired you to even take that on? Because that's a very tough challenge. I've done that. Like my wife is Hispanic, so I'm like learning Spanish, and I too also like have like tried to like learn Korean. Like, where did the passion for other languages come from?
I've always been interested in language, but I think it didn't become real for me, or I didn't quite even understand like what another language was until I just started taking Spanish in high school, and from there it was just like a nonstop, almost obsession. Like I just thought it was super cool. I started learning Korean from some friends. And then they started offering Mandarin at my school. So I took Spanish and Mandarin at the same time while still learning Korean, attending a Korean church just to get more exposure and things like that. And then, college, I hit French, Italian, was learning some Hebrew and stuff just for like biblical study, Greek and Aramaic as well. It's just, kind of whatever appeals to me for whatever reason. I've always liked the way Russian sounds. So started learning Russian. I always wanted to learn to read Cyrillic and everything too. So,
gotcha. Yeah. Now you had mentioned some biblical studies. Like, do you have like a Christian background or a faith of some sorts?
Yeah. So I grew up in a Christian household. My dad was a pastor. His father was a pastor, and so was always around the church, in the church, participating in the choir, trying to preach little sermons. But it didn't become like real for me as far as like my faith, or serious for me at least, until I was like 15. Actually, when I started going to the Korean church, they would do retreats and just, like being there amongst fellow Christians in fellowship, really getting down to like serious topics and things like that really made it real for me. Seeing people like be able to quote scripture just off the top of their head, I thought was really cool. So I started memorizing scripture, studying scripture, and just really getting into it, the whole theology of it. And so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I just have to ask you to give me a little something of these each languages. Can you say something in Korean real quick?
Okay. 한국말 하고 싶으면 한국말 할 수 있어. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 데이비드입니다. 친구들 도움 받아서 한국말 배웠어요.
That last bit is like the only bit that I know too. Like 안녕하세요, 제 이름은 이사야입니다. 감사합니다. That's pretty much all I know.
That's awesome.
But I love Korean because for me, my like relation to it was we had exchange students at my school, and so we used to host kids here in this house, and most of them are from either China or South Korea. And so when I met like Korean people for the first time, it was quite the culture shock for them coming over and getting to like know their world, because they're very different. A lot of people would think they have like an attitude problem, I think, but they're really nice people. And that's kind of how I got into like League of Legends and started doing all that. My first girlfriend was actually Korean.
Oh, cool.
Man, that was a struggle. It was hard. it was hard, like very hard to please. But ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, like Korean people are the best. I kind of want to learn, and I also liked that feeling when I would play like music from their like their culture or something that they're into, like over there, and they would be like really surprised that like I'm listening to it over here in America. Like, oh, like how do you know like who this person is or who that is? At that time, it was like, you know, TLP and like Big Bang and all those kind of guys were like really popping off. And I was like, oh, I mean, I like good music. Like music is music to me, so it doesn't matter like what language
for sure
it's in. You got anything else like in Russian?
Russian's a little more difficult because I'm still learning it. Like I don't have a lot of comfort with it, but I mean, I can ask like "Ты говоришь русский?" I could say, actually, I met this. We were at Red Lobster with family one time, and the waitress I had like kind of thought might be Russian. So once she had confirmed it, you know, I had asked her, I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, "Ты говоришь русский?" And then I was like, shoot. У тебя есть Instagram? Like, do you have Instagram? But just, yeah, random. I haven't studied it in a while, actually. I've been more focused on Japanese right now.
Okay, how's that going?
It's going. Mostly using Duolingo. But for anyone who's trying to learn languages out there, Duolingo's cool. You can also do like omniglot.com just to get like background information on languages. And then I like to like purchase textbooks, honestly, because it walks you through. You can pick what unit you want to do if you're like just trying to focus on like restaurants or traveling or whatever. So,
do you have an opinion on like what's happening with Japan and like tourism? Because I heard they're really cracking down on tourists and making it more of a deterrent to try to like visit Japan, you know, with prices and make things. I heard they've even cut off certain sections.
Oh, wow.
from tourists, like in very niche, like local areas. They don't like allow tourists to like visit.
Interesting.
So I've heard, you know, stuff like that. Do you have an opinion on tourism in Japan?
I mean, I do find it interesting. There was a period in history where Japan had kind of like cut itself off completely from the world, and so that makes me think of that. But you know, I think they should be able to do whatever they want to do. You know, that's their country. If they feel like they need to put certain things in place to protect their culture, their heritage, you know, by all means. I would like to visit Japan myself. I still haven't been. It's like probably number one on my list right now. So yeah, you know, you roll with whatever they give you.
Yeah, you could say something in Japanese to maybe the one Japanese viewer out there. You can plead your case, tell us you in.
That's another one I don't feel super comfortable with. But you know, arigato gozaimasu. Thank you for watching.
There we go. Now I wanted to get back into the faith aspect because I would really kind of glossed over that, and I want to get back to that because I also have a faith, and I'm curious about, you know, more your testimony and what was happening around that time. You said 15 is kind of like when you started like taking it seriously. What was that shift for you?
I think growing up, faith was more about knowledge than it was about experience. And so I think around that age 15, when you start, you know, experiencing things other than like playing and being disciplined, you know, stuff that happens when you're a kid. But when you get to be 15, you're interacting with other people, you're dealing with, you know, like hormones and thoughts and all these different aspects of life that you hadn't encountered before. And so, you know, with that comes not just the knowledge of like, you know, what you believe and, you know, who God is and whatnot, but like what does that look like for you? And so that's where I really started to ask all those questions and really kind of become conscious of what faith looks like, not from a knowledge standpoint, but from an experiential standpoint. And yeah, that's what really helps grow my faith. I could sit in a library and learn every single detail about theology and apologetics, but it's the life experience, it's the dealing with people, talking with people, understanding others, listening, that really creates opportunities for you to challenge and sharpen and grow your faith.
Yeah, that's really well said. And it's always interesting that people can have such different starting points and journeys and still end up at, this conclusion of finding some kind of faith. For me, it was definitely not like that. I was kind of like one of those kids that like knew the truth but didn't care. I was like, yeah, I acknowledge it, but I don't submit to it. And I kind of lived my life doing my own thing for a long time. And I kind of approached it as the sense of, well, if I do good, then, I receive good. As long as I'm doing the right things, like me and God are going to be like on good terms. And so I feel like he always, and that's the funny thing about God, is that he always meets you like where you're at, and he's willing to play the game that you want to play, because there's no beating him in that regard. So it's like,
True.
okay, like you think, you can do enough good and like work it off and all that kind of stuff. Like, let's see. And then one time I was up to no good on a Saturday night, oversleep. I was supposed to run live production for like the church, like run the audio. Overslept, missed it. And, I was too cowardice to even like call in and say, oh, I'm sorry, or come in late or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't even show up at all. And so that was like the first time too, like I had like an actual panic attack where like short of breath, like I'm on the ground and I can't move, and I didn't eat for like 3 days because I felt so exposed in that moment of like all the things I was trying to keep hidden in the dark. Even though nobody knew what was going on, it just felt like I was just naked before like the whole world. And it was through like confession through somebody, and I picked up or just randomly opened up to Romans 8, and it basically summarized how there's nothing you can do to bridge the gap between like you and God. And it breaks down, and at the time the pastor broke down, because that's where the parables of he referenced that Romans to the parables of the lost coin, the shepherd, and the prodigal son. And one thing that really stuck out to me was how a shepherd brings back a sheep, and the fact that when a sheep strays off from the herd, a shepherd goes out and looks for it. But what it also does is it breaks its legs and carries the sheep over on its shoulders and brings it back over its shoulders. And that part was like, sometimes when you're lost, people will be found by Jesus, but they think, okay, like, thanks for finding me, I'll walk back with you. And it's like, no, I carry you back. And it was in that realization of being carried back and submitting that kind of did like a full like 180 for me as far as thinking. And so like my mind had known and chose to submit, and then it just became like this long ongoing process of like getting the flesh to submit as well and be in unison with like the body. So it's really cool that to hear that you have a faith as well, because I think I did hear that in the video I edited about you, because you said, what did you say? Man, it feels good to be Christian. Man, it feels good to be given.
When my day started, I got to thank God, or I wouldn't be living.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go. Do you feel like your faith has played a big role in how you shape music, or do you feel like you kind of compartmentalize those things?
I definitely don't compartmentalize. I mean, anyone who listens to enough of my music will know what I believe. But I also don't force it, I just try to be my authentic self, share my authentic thoughts. Yeah. Sometimes people ask me if I consider myself a Christian artist or Christian rapper. And
I was just about to ask that.
It's tough because, like, I'm a Christian at the end of it. Like, I would never deny that, But not all of my songs are like about Jesus or, anything in that regard all the time. The themes come in and come out as they please, I guess you could say. I would almost compare it to like some rappers out there that might be like Muslim. There might be Muslim rap out there. I'm not familiar with it, but I feel like this is just my experience. I could be very wrong, but I feel like we don't ask them like, oh, so are you like a Muslim rapper or are you like a, secular rapper? And we just don't really like give them that question, I feel like. And I feel like Christians always get that, which could be a good thing. But yes, for me, I, as an individual, am a Christian. And, those themes will appear in my music, but I wouldn't necessarily like pigeonhole myself into like, Christian, like hip hop or anything like that.
And so, getting into like your music, like where did that whole passion start? Like when did you first believe like, oh, you know what? I think I might want to pursue this. I want to tap into this.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I was always surrounded by music. I had musicians in the family. Like my family was very much in the church. So it was either musicians or preachers pretty much in a lot of my family on both sides. And so I'd always been exposed to it, and we'd mess around like, doing beats on the table or like finding instrumentals on D Music and just like rapping. But it probably started actually with poetry before anything. I was on Tumblr just like publishing prose and poetry back when it was like a writer's blog, you know what I mean? Or like a writer's website. But yeah.
Not what I used it for, but okay.
You were one of them. No, I was kidding. But yeah, no, I just remember being on there and, it was like I was part of a writing collective. Shout out We Write, We Speak. I was part of that. And so yeah, I started publishing poetry on there, started performing my poetry and getting comfortable with just like who I was as an artist. Then my brother has always been producing for forever. People would come to the house and record, and he'd give them beats and stuff like that. And then one day I was like, you know what, let me try it. So we put out a little EP. It was, I want to say July 2013. Dang, it's going to be like 12 years now. Jeez. Yeah, so 12 years ago, put out a little EP called Vice Versa Fire. We got really good reception, 800 downloads. I was like, dang, okay, this is pretty cool. So I think that was the encouragement I needed to keep going and continue to develop the craft and things like that. So
okay. Now, I went through a little bit of your discography, and I had noticed something very, very interesting that I definitely had to get the scoop on and that whole backstory. You have a song out with a feature from Sabrina Claudio. Mm-hmm. How the heck did you manage that?
It wasn't anything crazy. It was one day I was just on Twitter, just scrolling doing my thing or whatever, and I seen a video of a girl singing. I was like, oh, she's pretty cool. So I followed. A couple days later, she posts a tweet. I respond to the tweet. She responds to me, and then she listened to my music, and we just kind of decided to hang out a little bit. So we had done some things, I was supposed to be writing some things for her. We were working on a couple songs. Only one came out. The other one that I had written for her, I ended up actually using as my own song later on. So just changed like the genders and stuff. But yeah. Long story short, pretty much.
That's simple. So basically, you can really get anywhere in life. You just ask. You never know.
basically, yeah. You never know.
That's amazing. I feel like you're really downplaying this whole interaction, because I was like the biggest. I mean, I still am a big fan. But like when she like came up with like Confidently Lost, I was like, oh yeah, this
that was around the time we were working together.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this person's about to be like she's it. I mean, she is it. Mm-hmm. Million followers on Instagram last I checked, and doing big things. And then she came out with Frozen, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. So when I saw that, I was like, no way. Very, very cool. Okay, well, I guess I need to get a Twitter. I don't have a Twitter right now.
Well, I guess it's X now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, X. My bad.
Shout out Elon. What? I'm not Team Elon. I'm just shouting him out because he's the owner of X. Anyway.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Shoot, I don't even know who the owner of like Instagram is. Is that?
You know, he posts videos every now and then talking about like different. No, well, actually, yes, because Facebook owns or Meta owns Instagram. But there's like a guy who's like the head of Instagram. Like every now and then when they have like some new policy that's like controversial, you'll see him like pop out and he'll be like, "Hey guys," like, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he's got glasses. I know what he looks like, but I don't know his name.
Gotcha. Man, who cares about these big corporations? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They don't really care about us down here. Yeah. Speaking of Elon, do you have any opinions on what's going on with the political landscape of? I know it's a burner.
Yeah.
If you could, feel free to skip if you want to.
Politics is tough, man. I don't think there's ever. It's difficult to like side with anyone because you're never 100% on board with them. You might like a couple things they say, you know, but then they'll go out and say some other wild stuff. You're like, wait, no, not that. So yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, I have my beliefs, I have my thoughts. I try not to, you know, put myself one way or the other. I recently, actually, funny that you asked that. I recently took a Pew Research survey, if I'm not mistaken. And it's basically like they'll kind of tell you based on how you answer these questions where your political ideology would be. And I landed in, what was it? Are we able to cut through this if I take a long time thinking?
Sure.
Shoot. I forget what it was called. But anyway, I'm like dead center, basically. Gotcha. Dead center. So
maybe that falls under independent would be something else. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dead center. Yeah, I did something similar because I had a really amazing government teacher back in high school. Shout out Julia Fouette, always. Yeah, she was a big influence in my life. And she like had us do the same thing where, you know, we take an assessment and then break down like all the different political parties and figure out, you pick one that you want to like represent and then you like make a case for it. And it's kind of the same thing, like you're reading through, it's like, oh yeah, some people have a policy I agree with here, but then everything else is, you know, one thing. But my whole thing is that I just don't believe that, I just don't really believe voting does anything, you know, in the sense that like, in the same way that recycling doesn't really do anything. And I don't mean to put Barron's out on blast, but it's like, we don't actually recycle, you know, like businesses don't have a personalized recycling dumpster bin. It's just all one thing. So like you may see like recycling bags like within the store, but it just all goes in the same trash. And so it's just like this illusion of, you know, this illusion of free will or like illusion of choice.
Yeah.
And the reason I believe that is because the fact that you're more pitted against the people who don't choose what you choose versus like the people who actually are making the final decision is just kind of like, I think we're kind of focusing like on the wrong thing here in the sense of like, oh well, it's your fault because you didn't vote for this in. It's like, trust me, they were gonna do what they're gonna do anyway, and I just think they put the burden of responsibility onto, you know, those affected, which is how I feel about recycling. You know, that, you know, these billion-dollar companies can't figure out how to, you know, to do a better job of recycling, but it's my job to put my plastic bottles that you're producing in the recycling can.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it in that way. You know, come for me if you want, but
no, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, there's a lot more that they could do to move the needle than we can.
Right.
Especially when you tell me that even though I'm putting my bottle in the right spot, it doesn't even go there.
No.
I mean, what else can I do except put my bottle in the right spot?
Right. And not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it's just to make you feel better about yourself that you're doing something that isn't actually changing. That's how I say about voting. It's like you feel like you're doing something, and then look what happens. You know, like I'm just saying for those who voted for Trump. I mean, I didn't vote at all, so like people are gonna hit me on both sides. But you know, those who voted for Trump, it's like you thought one. It's like there's this funny video of like this Venezuelan woman from Florida who was like a big Trump supporter, and she like was like part of like the like this whole campaign down there, and you can see her like on stage, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we love you," and then like a couple months later, she like gets deported.
Was she upset or was she like?
Oh, she was pissed.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I can't believe he did this.
I don't know if it was like one of those Clayton Bigsby moments. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not Clayton Bigsby.
If I'm not, I might be saying the name wrong, but there was this Dave Chappelle skit, and I'm pretty sure in the skit the character's name was Clayton Bigsby.
Oh, the blind one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the
Yes.
black white supremacist.
Yes.
Yeah. So I could it end up like that? She'd be like, yeah, that's where I belong. Like,
No,
I don't know,
She
but...
like complete backtracks. Like, I thought he was going to support us. Like, what the heck? This is so wrong. And everything that's happening is like, well, like, you thought one thing, they gave you this idea about it, and now it's like this whole other situation.
Yeah. I could see that for sure.
But enough about politics. I don't want to talk about that. You said you had some questions for me.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I just just wanted to get to know you more. So I kind of asked you like where you grew up and stuff. So how did you get into like production and whatnot?
Similar thing back in 2013 as well. I was in high school back in 2013. I graduated.
When were you born?
1995.
Okay, so you graduated 2013. Okay, so you're like a year after me. Yeah.
I was making beats like on an iPad because like I really grew up. I have a video like on my Instagram where I had found like this old game I used to play on like Cartoon Network, the website, and it was from like the Class of 3000 by Andre.
Yeah.
And it was like this little game where like you play as like the students, and each of the students has like an instrument that they play, and then they had like little samples, and then you could like mix and match little samples and make like little beats. And that was like back when I was in like 5th grade. And so I kind of did that, and I thought that was really fun, and always kind of had a thing for like music growing up, and then at least just appreciating it, like the sound and all that kind of stuff. And then I got an iPad, and the Gorillaz had came out with like a beat sequencer with Korg Electric.
Oh,
and
shoot.
So for the iPad, and then I like saw that, and it just looked really cool because it looked like something out of like the Gorillaz garage or something like that, very cartoonish and like grunge. And you could make beats on that and do all types of stuff, and you can upload it to like SoundCloud and do that kind of thing. And then I started doing that, and got pretty decent responses, not like 800 downloads or anything like that, but like for somebody that has like 0 following, like getting 50, 60 is like, oh, like that's not too bad.
100%.
And it was just like really, really fun to make stuff, and so that's what prompted me to think, well, maybe I should like seek music production as a means of finding my way in life. And that's where I got into like the trade school and learned all about sound engineering, and that opened up the whole world from just music production to like film, sound design, recording, mixing, mastering, because those are all 3 different beasts in themselves. Yeah. And I was doing that, and then I wanted to get more practice hands-on because I'm more of a hands-on learner. And then that's how I got into church production, because it was like the easiest way to get access to like $1 million equipment without, investing in it yourself. Yeah. So then I got into doing production at church, working on soundboards and mixers and stuff like that. And then kind of did those in tandem for a long time until I kind of got into this stuff now with making content. So then it's like, okay, I'll take those skills and then transferred into what I'm doing now. So it really has like paid off in the long run. And now I'm here with that.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know, where you came from, how you got here. Really interesting.
We had talked about, you had mentioned some stuff when you walked in about anime. And like, I'm a big nerd myself. Like, I have like the Star Wars. I don't know if you noticed that, but
I noticed it.
This Star Wars shirt. I have a lightsaber here that I brought for you. Not to have, just to
I was
play
like, wait,
with.
what?
just to play with.
That's awesome. Is this one that you like? Because I know you can build pretty nice ones at like Disneyland now.
No, this is definitely
this is like a higher end
this
type.
Is better than what they have.
I mean, it looks super legit. So
yeah, it's got some weight to it. I got this from saberpro.com. It's one of those NeoPixel lightsabers with a heavy PVC pipe. Okay. And it has that's a sheath on top of it. So you can
is it meant to be like used?
Yeah.
Because I know some of them are like, this is a model only. Like
no. I try to. And that's the thing. Like, this house is really kind of small, so I want more open space to like take it outside and really bang it around.
For sure.
Just turn on like that for you.
That's fire. And then what does this button do?
So it has like different like codes and stuff like that. This is like you can clash, and it has like lightsaber, deflector blades. I gotta change the color. How do you do that? No, not that. There's different sound effects. Oh, here we go. I got it. This is different. Like, I don't know how they do it. Like, people who engineer stuff are so creative.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Stable. There we go. Oh, they put the rainbow on. Okay, whatever. So it can do different things.
That's pretty cool though. That's really cool.
So I actually bought me and my wife one of these. So she has her own. I gotta get a new charger though. So when I had worked my contract job with Disney, that was like the first thing I bought because I was making like stupid money. And
did they give you a discount?
No. This wasn't like.
Oh, I got you because you didn't get it through them. Got you.
No, I was just making stupid money, and so I bought 2 of those. And it was like $250 each. So fun stuff. Man. But anyways, back to anime.
Yeah,
I'm very curious. What do you want to like? What are you watching right now?
Right now, I don't think we're really watching any animes. So my wife is not from this country. So when she got here, I think I'm just trying to like catch her up on stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And she's catching me up on stuff. She's from the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like when she first got here, I was showing her like, I think it was Attack on Titan was her first anime. But then I was also catching her up on like Fresh Prince, bunch of just so much, like I can't even name how many different things, but I'm just trying to catch her up on like things from my childhood. So she's seen Attack on Titan now. She's seen Naruto. She's seen Dragon Ball, like up to some of Super.
Okay.
All the way past when they were fighting Jiren, I think. I don't know if we watched Avatar all the way through, but she's seen at least some Avatar. Last Exile, Outlaw Star, all the stuff we grew up on, like Toonami, like Midnight Run type stuff, you know? But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew anime was like a mandatory thing for my wife because she's from Mexico, and like I had to trick her about Naruto. So I got her to watch Attack on Titan because I was like, okay, like they haven't come out with the second part of the movie yet, so we can watch like the first couple seasons, and hopefully she's into it. And it took her a while because she said that it started slow, which is crazy. I was like, how are you not hooked on the first episode? Yeah. But she just takes a while to warm up to stuff for some reason.
For sure.
But eventually she got into it, and then that ended. And then I had to trick her about Naruto. She was like, okay, well, how long is Naruto? Because Attack on Titan was kind of... And I told her, it's just 2 seasons, just 2 parts. It's just 2 parts.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. I was like, it's just 2 seasons. It's just that one season is like 500 episodes.
Yeah, I had to warn my wife because I'm going to be honest, even I don't really like the first part of Naruto all that much. Like, it's really slow to me. We skipped all the fillers. So sorry for you purists out there, but I just skipped the fillers. But yeah, so finally when I got to Shippuden, I don't know how people pronounce it, but that's when it picked up for me again. It picked up for her. And,
for her, she thankfully bought into it around like the tuning exams of Naruto.
Okay, you know what? That's actually when I got into it a little more too. Yeah,
like for her, it's like, oh, okay, like it's serious.
Yeah,
it's like I mean, I thought it was serious during the whole like Zabuza mission too, but she didn't see it that way. But when Orochimaru showed up, she's like, oh yeah, this is serious now.
Yeah.
Because that whole like fight scene with Sasuke when his Sharingan first awakens, and then it was just crazy. The way they animated it was just so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her to watch Bleach right now, and it is honestly, it's even a struggle for me. Like, because we just recently rewatched Naruto back in like 2020. 2 to 23. Like just recently, we've like rewatched it, and it still holds up.
Yeah.
But like watching Bleach, I'm already in like the Espada like portion, and I'm like,
gonna be honest,
damn.
I don't know anything about Bleach. Bleach is not one that I watched. My homies, all my friends did, but I never got into it. So
It's even for me, it's like a little bit slower. Like it's good, but it's definitely. Well, I haven't watched One Piece, so I can't say that's like spot 2 as far as like the original big 3 go.
Yeah.
Maybe third. It's like definitely the third one for sure.
Okay. I watched the Bleach movie with the homie one time, but that was it. It seemed interesting. My wife actually wants to watch it, but I wanted to watch like Gundam Wing or like Cowboy Bebop or something like that. So
I wish my wife was somebody that could watch like Cowboy Bebop. She would not. It would just go over her head. Partly because like the language barrier, and I don't know where I can find it like in a Spanish like dub.
What about Spanish subtitles?
I would have to find do you know a website that has anime and Spanish subtitles?
Cowboy Bebop, I think is either on HBO or Netflix, right?
Oh shoot!
I think
if that's the case, then it might be possible.
Yeah, sometimes I'll watch shows with other subtitles on, just to kind of like brush up a little bit, re-expose myself. Yeah. So.
She's also very spell it out for me kind of person. So she's not gonna really catch like these super deep underlying messages and metaphors and symbolism. Because like everything we watch is like, okay, like let's watch the explanation. Like like, let's watch, this explained for everything, which I don't mind. But something like that especially like. Because you finished Cowboy Bebop, right?
No, we haven't watched it together. Yeah.
I see. Whew, man, I almost just messed it up for you.
No, that's okay.
I almost messed up. But the way Cowboy Bebop will end, for somebody like my wife, is like, okay, so like what happened? Or like, okay, so
now what? Yeah.
But I think because I saw it by myself recently too, and I was like, no, this is beautiful. Like this is goated. Mm-hmm. One thing that I did get her into that she really liked, thank God, was Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
Brotherhood.
Okay. I never watched that one either. I'm weird. Like I've seen some and some I just haven't. Like I know what it is. Like I see it all the time. Like I know what it is, but I didn't really watch it like that.
Man, you're missing out on that one.
I know.
One is good. That for me is like in my top 3.
Okay.
For sure. Like Naruto is goated. I mean, I don't even want to talk about Boruto. It's not for me.
Yeah, I gave it a shot. I still want to give it another shot, but the fact that Sasuke's fighting dinosaurs is like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I'm like, what is happening right now?
Listen, and people stand by it. Like the manga readers stand by it. Like they came at me because of a meme some other person made on Instagram, and then they're like, "Oh, you would only say that because you haven't like read the manga." I'm like, "No, I haven't. The show's trash. I don't want to know more about this story."
Yeah, like I don't know. I want to give it another shot because I see little interesting things pop up. I'm like, "Oh, that seems fire. Like that's pretty cool." I pretty much watched up to spoiler alert, so don't like I pretty much watched up to like when he got to Baryon mode, Naruto. Mm-hmm. I think what really pissed me off, like, did you watch that far? Okay.
Yeah, I'm all caught up as far as the anime is so
okay.
I'm ready for the time skip.
Oh, so you're still watching?
Well, I'm still. I guess I am still watching it because at this point I have to finish it.
Okay.
So I finished what they have animated so far.
Okay. So what got me like borderline pissed off was how easily Sasuke lost to Rinnegan. Like he was just standing there and then out of nowhere, pow, and it's gone. I'm like, yo, what? Like, you have a Rinnegan and a shotgun. How did you not see this guy? It just made no sense. It's a huge plot hole for me. I'm turning it off. I hate it. I don't know.
Yep. See, it's just not for me. But there are some out there that will stand by Boruto.
I'll probably give it a fair shot, but
okay, you say that, and then here's the thing about what you said too. Like, there are interesting moments, but you have to swim through so much trash just to get there, and then you see it, and then you move on. Just like the Golden Gate Bridge, you drive all that way to go see it, and then you're on it, and then you're through it.
That's true. I could see that.
But I don't even want to talk about that anymore. But if you do have a chance to watch Full Metal, I think you'll really enjoy that. What kind of like anime style are you into?
That's a difficult question for me. I kind of like anything that's interesting. Like all the ones we've talked about, I've really enjoyed. Like really enjoyed Last Exile. Fooly Cooley's a classic. That's like got a special place in my heart.
Throwback.
Yeah, Tenchi Muyo we haven't watched yet. Like I grew up watching it, but she hasn't seen it. I don't know. I don't know what I like about certain ones or what appeals to me. I don't know.
It needs a good soundtrack for me.
Yeah, that's important.
Absolutely, like the Bebop soundtrack, Samurai Champloo soundtrack, Afro Samurai soundtrack, even the Bleach soundtrack goes like super hard. The Bleach soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't realize how like Spanish inspired a lot of it is.
Really?
So like the whole like arc that I'm in is like everything's in Spanish.
Oh.
Like all the villains, their names are like in Spanish. Like so that's why they're called like the Espada, like the swords of Aizen and stuff like that. They live in Waco Mundo, the world of the living. They just do everything in Spanish. It's just like, oh.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh. And like they play like a lot of flamenco in their tracks. I would play it, but my phone is like the camera right now.
I got you.
So they play like a lot of flamenco, which is like, oh, okay, like
during battle scenes or just like background. Okay, that's not pretty fire.
The whole play. Like I have to play some for you after this, but the whole playlist is like fire. I was like, dang. So for me, like I love an anime with a good soundtrack and like a good opener.
Yeah.
So like Attack on Titan's like Rumbling was a good fire opener. That's kind of how I got into like metal music too.
Really?
So
you listen to baby metal?
Like I like baby metal. I like it.
Okay.
I like a lot of like gent stuff as well. And then I don't want to call it like trash metal, but like like the super. I really don't know how to like describe it, but like stuff like Attila or something like that. Just dumb like party like metal like thrash metal stuff like that.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's okay. You can skip on. That. That was a different time.
I got you.
It's okay. It's 2025. We're more reformed and alive now. Okay. Now, something you did mention that I remember I wanted to talk about. You said your wife is from the Philippines. Did you guys have to go through like the whole immigration process, or like what's her status like?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously you guys are pretty good because you said you've been married for like 6 years now,
Yeah.
right? Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I don't even know how much time we have left because now it's like I don't know how much we can really get into like marriage and relationships.
Yeah.
But I want to start with the immigration process because that's something that we also just recently went through, and I wanted to know what that's been like for you two.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little annoying. I mean, she's a citizen now, so it's all over with. But like having to take pictures all the time, and like you have to prove your relationship is like real, and so I could see like if our relationship wasn't real, it actually probably would have been less annoying because we would have anticipated that, like, okay, yeah, we got to like fake it. But when it is real, it's just like, oh my God, like, like, oh, this one, we would be like taking a picture for the government, like, and yeah. But I'm just so glad that that's over. We didn't go the lawyer route. I don't want to say anything against lawyers. It's nothing against lawyers, but I do think it's something you can do on your own. It's a little extra work, but you can do it because I've done it. So you can.
We took the lawyer route.
Yeah. And there's no shade. There's no shade. I just like, I don't know. It's totally possible. If you're like debating like, oh, like you don't have to. Like, you don't have to. It was a lot of work, but yeah.
So for me, what it was like, I just went to the UCIS page. I was like, oh, start process.
Yeah.
And then, you do like that first form, and they don't tell you everything else that you actually need to do in order to like move on with the process. Like I thought you just submit that form and somebody would reach out to you.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh no, you need to go like get this form and you need to go do
and
that.
Then that form,
and you
and
go
then
do
that form. Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like I had started that. I tried to do it by ourselves, and there was like just a lot of questions and like nuance with my wife's like situation that we were like, you know what? Let's just get a lawyer. Yeah,
I mean, if you want to be, 100% safe, have somebody who's been through the process before, like I think that's better.
Especially in because we just did it recently. So like 2025, it was just like, we should just get a lawyer. Let's just get set up.
I got you. So are you guys on like the front end of the process? Like the
No, we're done.
Oh.
Well, like in the sense that like we just got notice that we got approved for her green card.
Oh, okay.
So they got it printed. It's in the mail. Or at least I think it's in the mail. But basically, we got through it. We're at the end. So now, like, the next thing would be, like, just waiting for her residency to be, like, validated.
Yeah.
And then, we can study and go over for her, like, citizenship and all that kind of
For
stuff.
For sure.
So since your wife's from the Philippines, like, how did you two meet and that love story begin?
I'm trying to give the short version. So I had a friend in Canada who was telling me about this new app. The people that made Vine also made this app called Peach. Okay. And so I was on there. She invited me. And the way it works is you can only add the friends of the person who added you. So like if I invited you, you could only add my friends. And then once they become your friends, you can add their friends. So there's like always a chain somehow. So anyway, when I got on there, I just started adding random people because I wanted to use the app, I wanted to interact with people or whatever. So I just started adding random people that were her friends. This is my friend in Canada. And so eventually me and my wife, or my future wife at the time, ended up, meeting on there, talking. We had bonded initially over writing because she's a writer as well. So we sent each other like just little snippets of our writing, exchanged Instagrams, and then it turned into like a FaceTime audio call, and then it turned into a FaceTime video call, and then it became every day, and then it was just like, all right, so like what's going on? Like what's happening here? So eventually I went out to visit her actually.
In the Philippines?
In the Philippines, yeah. So I went out there a total of 3 times. And then eventually she came out here and we did the whole, process. And yeah, now she's a citizen, almost 6 years married.
There you go.
Yeah.
How has that been as far as like merging?
I think both work.
Yes, both of them. Both of them and everything all at the same time.
Soldering,
the cultures. Did you feel like that restriction or friction in the beginning of like bringing 2 cultures into like one household and kind of figuring out that dynamic?
Yes and no. Like it was definitely a thing, but it wasn't like a huge thing. Thankfully, I've been exposed to a lot of different cultures and languages and lifestyles. And then she's very empathetic. So like she comes from a more monolithic society, or homogenous society where everyone looks like everyone else, kind of thing. Everyone there is Filipino for the most part. Every now and then they'll see someone that's foreign to them. But here, like you're constantly exposed to every race, ethnicity, that you want. But yeah, she was very, knowledgeable, like thankful, thanks to the internet, I guess. Just about American lifestyle, being Black in America. So she was very sympathetic, empathetic to all those things. And so we have a really good communication style and system that, allows that for, work out pretty well.
How big of a role has she played into, what you do now and where you're continuing to go? Since you guys are both writers in that kind of regard. And also, like, just being a creative, I feel like can be challenging when you don't have, like, that support system. So, like, how pivotal has she been in your progress?
Like,
as an artist?
I mean, I run things by her. I was pretty, like, deep into my artistry by the time we had met, and then definitely before the time we got married. But yeah, I run things by her, I ask her what she thinks about this as a concept. She listens to all the different drafts of songs and stuff like that. So it's nice to have an ear. And her being a writer too, I know it's not coming, like she's a kind of a perfect hybrid because like she doesn't write hip hop, she writes like poetry. And so I know she can see it from a writer's perspective, but she can also listen from like a layman's perspective. Like I'm not a practitioner of this art, and so this is just kind of what I think. This is how I hear it. So it's nice.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I know for like me and my wife, she supports me just in like allowing me to have like the space to do stuff because like I basically had to kick her out of her bathroom here, and like when I'm doing video sets or editing, it's like late nights. I don't know if you can see it with my face. I gotta get these bags fixed up, man. But it's like late nights, some nights, you know.
Yeah.
I think when I was editing like your video and some like the other ones, I was like up until like 4 a.m. Just like I was just too excited and just had to like get stuff done. And,
yeah.
You know, just push. And video editing is not like my first forte as it is like audio. So I'm like learning different video concepts and playing around with different ideas and how to like make composite stuff and figure all that kind of stuff out. So sometimes she'll like sleep in a different room because she's very sensitive to like light and stuff like that. Or just, you know, go spend time with her family up in Idlewild, just so that I can have like the space to do what I need to do, which has been for me like the most supportive thing. So I know she's gonna watch this later anyway. So thank you, Crystal, for doing that for me. Shout out Crystal in the chat.
And thank you, my wife.
There you go. Yeah, because I saw that, you know, she was doing like caption video for you. So like, oh, she like also like your social media manager and like helping out with that kind of stuff.
Nice. She helps out. No, she helps out. Yeah, what you were describing though, as far as like staying up late and doing stuff, that is something that I think we're still working on. Because when I get home from work, I mean, I'm tired, but like I could probably do some work. But she wants to spend time. She doesn't see me all day, so it ends up just kind of being that for the night. So, you know, we're still working on it. I find the space. I try to communicate like, hey, this needs to get knocked out. So I'm gonna take a little time and do that and, you know, make it work.
Exactly. No, it's the same for us. Like I have to do a better job myself. Like designating a certain day where, you know, I'm not gonna worry about work and I'm not gonna worry about this stuff and just try to focus on like whatever you want to do today or you want to do together. Let's just kind of have like a day. Which is kind of like been difficult in my current situation with like where we're at in our situation, just because like I said, I've been working contract for like a while, so like not as financially stable as I was, you know, 2 years ago, and we paid for our wedding like ourselves.
Oh boy.
So we did that, and then we did her whole like green card process kind of at the same time. So
I'm just seeing the numbers just kind of like...
Yeah, and thankfully, you know, at the end of all that, like we only have like about $2,000 more left in debt.
Oh, nice.
So you can imagine like how much work we've like put into to get all that down. So with that being said, I'm still like learning to let myself try to breathe a little bit as far as like taking time to do leisurely stuff. Thankfully, we went to like this Greek festival not too long ago up in Covina at like this Greek Methodist church. They like throw crazy parties.
That's what's up.
It was a fun time. So like, you know, the baklava, the gyros, the imported beer from like Greece. And I'm not really like a big beer guy. Like I don't mind a good cocktail. But like beer is like usually not my thing. But Greek. Greece, they have pretty good beer. They have really good stuff. Very light, very smooth.
I've tried some of their spirits. I don't know what's the name of it though. There's I want to say the name is Skinos.
I think I had one of those. I had like a margarita with one of their spirits mixed into it. That was pretty good too.
Yeah, and then we also tried another one that kind of tastes like licorice or absinthe, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, we have some Greek friends. They're actually doing lunch with them tomorrow. So
hey, there you go.
Yeah, so they put us on to like a lot of cool stuff. So
yeah, which you guys went out to like a Greek restaurant?
We have a lot of times they do stuff at their house though. So
okay.
But yeah, tomorrow we're going to just a restaurant near where they live. So
dope.
Yeah,
Greek food was good. Even got into some Greek music because of the festival. Shout out Lola. I gotta go play some of that stuff for you too. And that's the thing, it's just like there's just so many people out in the world doing amazing stuff, and you would never know unless you go out and see it. And here we are in my bathroom doing amazing stuff.
I agree.
No different.
Word.
Well, was there anything else, David, that you want to cover? Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Instagram. Everything's at David Dilin. So Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, my website, everything. You know, David Dilin. Yeah, DAVID DILIN.
And do you have any particular project that you're like pushing that you want to like get out there? I mean, I would shout out Bahamas. That song was.
Yeah, I mean, check out Bahamas. You know, if you like something that's kind of hype and to get you going, you can check out Bahamas. If you want something a little more chill, like maybe like Sterling Silver or the Albert Chain album. But if you want something that's real rappy, check out Favorite, you know? Yeah, whatever your liking is.
There we go. Guys, that's been David Dilin in the podcast. We got a new song, or we have a performance coming up, I should say. I don't even know what it is yet, but we're gonna find out together.
Born a long way from where I currently reside. Left side of the Mississippi, got the current in my eyes. Yeah, brown-eyed boy with the muddy water. Started from humble beginnings, so I hustle harder for these ends. But in my genesis, I got a revelation. Expedited my exodus process with navigation. Joseph Gordon Leviticus from my Zoe Dacia. Nailed the moving targets from guessing approximations. Don't get obsessed with trying to make what's natural happen quicker. Those stomach butterflies always gotta start as caterpillars. You'll be dashing quicker into black holes if your past goes faster than as fast as you go. Words of wisdom, I can never lack those, but they're undisclosed and I won't let you latch on. Battle with me, you better sign up for insurance. Tell them why. Cause my flow is so progressive, I'm a poet known to lecture, and I don't condone reticence. Never sold my soul for lesser, so profession's my profession. Wisdom girl, you had me at hello. If you never make me stop, I'll never let you go. And one day you made me feel so alive. One-on-one, you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. And one day you made me feel so alive. One-on-one, you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. And it won't stop. I'm about as loyal as a dog. I mean it when I say it, I won't say it if I can't. I know a couple people who had said they had my back, like they were supposed to come, but didn't, like Pac. So now I'm backless, which means I'm spineless. I'm on the blacklist, which means I'm lightless. And if the light is life, well, I'm enticed in. And now I'm nice, won't bite like Mike Tyson. Gave God my heavyweight, and I let him diminish it. And with my wickedness composed, wicked sentences, forgiving the villains living inside my past. Any tears of tyranny, I cried my last. Believe this, I lived as an elitist, pleased with the finer things, times that I had deemed distinguished. A linguist who probably speaks your language. Getting back at bullies' popularity, my anguish. I would care to be okay with the Lord blessing me for 5 A's and turn around and ask him what he's testing me for. Shoot, I could lose the truth and get so obsessed with the Lord to the point I say I'm Puerto Rican. Word to the Lord. Yeah, I can speak Spanish and study 5 other languages. Yeah, my report card always sported a lot of A's in it. I can break dance where I look like an acrobatic, but this gift card will expire if I don't give God the credit. One day you made me feel so alive. Hey, and one-on-one you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. And one day you made me feel so alive. One-on-one you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. And this is my life. This is my life. And this is my life. This is my life. Iller than the illest, most villainous criminal, spitting cynical, cinnamon sweet but venomous lyrics. Cold-blooded, bleed slow, so I'm viscous and visceral. Envision viciousness enlisted and militant. I touch the page, every age feeling imminent. A new day, finding new ways to play this instrument. Intricate is my competition, though isn't it? Forgiving my villains as I'm penetrating my penitence. I hold a vision to fly over them seas. Every time I write a rhyme, it's like a siren of the sea that has sentiment. It can bleed and flex with its myosin filaments and spinal cord dividends. Mitotic divisions causing cancerous patterns. So I've been praying for miraculous healings, which I've been feeling lately have been awfully sure. So if they staunch to secure when they launching the cure. One day you made me feel so alive. One-on-one you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. And one day you made me feel so alive. One-on-one you made me feel so alive. One day you made me feel so alive. Rock.